You are what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for.
In today's video, I wanted to make a card using some of the products that I picked up in my last Temu haul. So I'm going to start off with a white piece of cardstock, and I've got a little silicone blending mat, and I have the brushes that I picked up from Temu that I shared in my last haul, and I just have them sitting in this plastic brush holder that I designed. It's a 3D printed ink brush holder, and I also have an ink pad holder, and I've got my ink sitting in there, and I'm going to pick up one of the brushes and ink up my brush really well with a nice green ink. This is Cilantro from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to ink up my cardstock. I just have a quarter sheet of smooth white cardstock, and I'm going to cover this entire cardstock panel with this green ink. And I'm making sure that I'm saturating the paper really well, and I'm making it darker on the outside and lighter towards the center. All right, and then I'm going to switch over to a darker color ink. This is a jennycarddesigns Fresh Asparagus. And I'm just going to ink up using the same brush, and I'm only going to apply the ink to the outer edges of the cardstock. So what this is going to do is create sort of a glowing effect. So we have these beautiful ink brushes that blend effortlessly. I really love them. You'll find the products that I use in today's video linked in the description box down below, along with a coupon code where you can get all of the products for free when you download the Temu app. So make sure you check that out. Alright, so I'm going to use this die. This is a beautiful branch leaf die that I picked up off of Temu. I'm just going to tape the die to my cardstock using some washi tape, and I'll run it through my die cut machine. And I'm lining up that leaf right in the center of my panel because I'm going to use all of this paper. So I've got the negative piece and then the die cut, and I'm just going to use a little pokey tool and poke through the little holes so that it will release the leaf. There are some very delicate lines in here, so I want to be very careful when popping this out. And it comes out with ease, and there we go. Now we have a nice leaf design. I also cut this out of 4 pieces of white cardstock, and I'm going to glue them all together for some nice dimension. So I've just got some liquid glue here, and I'm applying a drop of glue to each of the leaves. I'm not worrying too much about the little tiny delicate lines. I just want to make sure that those leaves get attached, and then everything else will line up. So I'll take the next die cut and just gently lay it over top, and I'll take my time moving as quickly as I can, but making sure that everything is lined up nice and straight. So I'll just work my way in from the bottom and lining up each leaf and the stems, making sure that there's contact on the leaves and everything is nice and straight. So I'll just take my time to do this and make sure that I'm happy with it. And then once it's all where it's supposed to be, I have an extra large acrylic block, and I'm just going to set that block on top of my glued together pieces to allow some pressure while they dry together. And then I'll move on to the next 2 leaves. So I'll do the exact same thing, and then when this is all done, I'm going to attach all 4 pieces together. Okay, now we've got the other elements. Let's bring those in, and I'm going to cut this panel down a little bit. I'm going to trim off a 1/4 inch off of each side. So my final measurement is going to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I have a top folding A2 card base, and I'm just going to apply some liquid glue to adhere down this panel. But first I want to take a little piece of washi tape and tape my card shut. I like to work on a flat surface, and I find it easiest just to add a little piece of washi tape on the inside. So I'll take some liquid glue and apply that all over the back of this panel. This is going to be glued straight down to the card base. So I just want to make sure that I get in all those little tiny areas and just dropping little dots of glue here and there. And then I'll gently pick this up and lay this on the center of my card base. And with that two-tone green, it makes it almost look like it's glowing. I really love this look. It looks so pretty and elegant. So I'll get that lined up. I'll grab my trusty acrylic block once again and set that on top of my panel while that dries. And now I'm going to work on the final piece. I'm going to take my stacked white die cuts and I'm going to apply the green ones over top of this stack of white ones. Okay, so doing the same process as I had before, lining up each little piece one by one, making sure that I'm happy and everything is lined up the way I want it to be. Apply my acrylic block on top, and now we're going to get ready to pull this all together. So I'm just going to take some of that liquid glue and drop in little dots of glue in the open areas on this card. So I'm not applying too much. I don't want it to ooze out and end up sort of seeping onto my inked panel. And then I'll fit this right into place like a puzzle. And I'll just take my time to make sure that I don't get any glue oozing out everywhere, and press in each of those leaves into their little homes. And then once again, acrylic block sitting on top. All right. So the last thing I need for this is a sentiment. I have all of these little die cut sentiment banners on my desk for whenever I want to make a quick card. So I'm just digging through all these sentiments to find the one that I want, and I pop that right on top of my card, and that's it. This card project is complete. Really super easy and quick, and I really enjoyed the results here. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. Make sure that you check out the description box down below to find the coupon code for Temu, discounts for shopping, and all of the products that I used in today's video. Thanks so much for joining me. Have yourself a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!